Hi and welcome back to the Beehive. We have a new newsreader, Fag Ashley, and just an ordinary housewife, as you can see by her attire. Now, of course, she doesn't want to be like the mainstream media because there's very unscrupulous people in that, as we all know. So what's going on up and down the country? Well, apparently our country is saved. We have a new Prime Minister, Andy Burnham, that is just one of us. He's just an ordinary, everyday, working guy that's on our side. And of course, Labour are over the moon. They have a new leader. Especially the ladies in the Labour Party that seem to hang off of his every word. Maybe it's those long eyelashes and those come-to-bed eyes. Because poor Keir Starmer, he had to go. I mean, when you have a Prime Minister that doesn't know the difference between hostage and sausages, there is a bit of a problem. So what's been going on? Well, apparently, Manchester Council gave permission for the new number 10 of the North to be built, even before the Macclesfield election, the by-election, had taken place, and Andy Burnham had won it. Seems a bit strange, but maybe that's what planning people do. They just give out permission without knowing who owns the land, who the developer is. I don't know. What do I know? As I say, I'm just an ordinary housewife. Then we have the Great West Street Inn, who is now threatening to not be Defence Secretary anymore. He may have to resign. He's protesting. I wonder why. Maybe he's realised he just can't do the job. Then Street Inn and Mahmood think that it's a laugh, that dangerous criminals are being let out of our prisons early. But don't worry, they were only having a joke. Then we have that horrible monster, I'm not even going to say his name, that committed such hideous, horrible, evil crimes in Southport. Well, apparently the prisons can't keep him safe and can't keep him comfortable enough. So now he has to go to Broadmoor Prison, where he gets a better cell and he can be looked after a lot better to live out the rest of his sentence, because the criminals always have to come first. Of course they do. Their well-being is very important. It even goes on in hospitals where poor patients have to look at films created by the Islamic regime, and they can sit and watch them in comfort and nobody's going to say anything, because maybe it helps them get better quickly and it's good for their mental health. What else have we got going on? Oh, now apparently a monster that was a leader of one of the rape gangs. Sorry, YouTube, rape gangs. He cannot be deported back to Pakistan. And the reason for this is, a while ago, an act of law was passed that anyone that came before 1971 should be protected. People like the Windrush generations, the ones that came over here with a common goal to help us build our country back up. You know, decent people. And Labour can't possibly make a special exception for this one monster, because that would be against his human rights. And we always must remember that these criminals have to come first. Because unfortunately, a lot of Labour people, we must never forget, voted against the grooming gang inquiry. Who are they protecting? Why is it such a bad thing? I don't know. Who am I? These are the MPs. They know what they're doing. They're running the country. And Andy Burnham, well, he's doing fine. £2 bus fares. We're all going to be so much better off. And we should be grateful for the crumbs that they sling the peasants every now and then. And we have the Mayor of Lewisham that has decided that he doesn't like immigrants that have no right to be here being deported. Therefore, it's okay for the members of the public to interrupt and cause mayhem if anyone should try to be deported. Because we can't be having that, can we? That's not right. It's against their human rights. We always have to remember this. Andy Burnham has also come out and said no more digital ID. Wow, what a hero. But the only problem is, if you want to get onto the internet or your phone, you have to use digital ID to verify who you are. But it's to protect the kids. We must never forget that. What else is going on? Oh, China. China decided that they wanted to send a few rubber boats and motors over to France, you know, to help the immigrants out, to help them get over the channel. And they sent them via the UK. You could not make this up. It's like being in the middle of a horror disaster. What else is going on? Sorry, having to read me notes. Oh, 12 far-right criminals, evil men, that flew a drone over a Muslim gathering just to see what was going on. Well, Mahmood stood up in Parliament and said, I've saved all those people's lives because they have all been arrested, these terrible men that wished them harm. We've knocked down their doors, we've dragged them out in front of their kids, and we've arrested them. And then a few days later, we just let them go without any charge. The man who allegedly unallied Anne Whittingham. Now, we couldn't have his name for quite a while because it was, you know, in the public's best interest. We mustn't upset the public, you know. They can't take it. They don't have brains and they can't think for themselves. But in the meantime, it seems that everything on his social media disappeared. Wow, just went to cyberspace maybe. Another thing that I guess we'll never know. Then you've got David Lammy, you know, the mastermind genius, that he decided that the public shouldn't know the crimes that are committed by nationality, because that wouldn't be good for the public to know. That's not in their best interest, because of course all these immigrants that are coming over to the country now, yeah, most of them probably are good people, but the handful of them that aren't, we mustn't say who they are. It's a secret. Shh. What else is going on? Oh, we have Andy Burnham's boats. Over 900 migrants have entered the country since he has been Prime Minister. But if he says nothing about it, if he keeps quiet, maybe we won't notice and maybe we won't know. I'm just trying to read my notes to see what else is going on in the country. Sorry about this, I told you I'm not a brilliant news reader. It's just as well I didn't get it for a job, isn't it? Oh, the Swedish. Now, they've been honest and they've actually come out and said that because of the amount of migrants in the country, they've actually lost the monopoly. They can no longer keep the public safe from the unscrupulous ones. But hey, you've got to give it to Sweden. At least they're being honest. And we have Donald Trump, who has now put sanctions on the Muslim Brotherhood. And he's asked Andy Burnham, why are they allowed to do what they like when most other countries have banned them? Wonder what Andy Burnham will say to that. Maybe he'll just flutter his eyebrows and his light lashes at Trump, and Trump will be wooed by him. We'll have to see, won't we? Anyway, that's just some of the things that have been going on in the country. So I hope you found this information a little bit useful. We're a bit behind, but that's fine. Everyone will be able to keep up with us, won't they? So tatty bye for now.